Picture this. You know I love an Airsoft Glock. You know I adore an Airsoft 1911. And if you know me well, you know I absolutely go crazy over any sidearm that looks like a futuristic science fiction-y thing. So can you imagine how I felt when I realized there's a sidearm out there that has all of those three elements? Glockish, 1911-ish, science fiction-y-ish. Do you know, I've been checking out videos of the real version and this thing looks absolutely amazing to me. But the sad thing is, there's a huge elephant in the room. The real steel manufacturers of this bad boy are now bankrupt. They are now no more. So this Airsoft version, if you like, is the new living legacy of a new real steel sidearm, because it hasn't been out that long. In the grand scheme of things, the real version is still a new sidearm. But oh well, at least we now have an Airsoft version. So, as always, you get this nice little certificate that makes it all very official. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's get the mag out first. So yes, as you will already know, I'm sure, it's based on the real Hudson H9. And look, on the top, do you remember what I said in my last EMG pistol that's officially licensed? Whenever I see any red on a mag or on a pistol internal, first thing I think about, Armourer Works, aka WeTech, but a more upper class WeTech, not your bog standard WeTech. And trust me, I have enough Armourer Works pistols to know they are better than the standard WeTech pistol. Oh my gosh, the hype around this firearm in the real world was something else, and even more so in Airsoft. But oh my gosh, the hype with me personally was off the scale. Like I mentioned in the intro of this video, it encompasses everything I love about a sidearm. To many, ugly. To me, gorgeous. So, just in case you're wondering, there is something else that comes with this package. Hold on, let me just get rid of the excess. Now, if you buy this baby, you will find that there is a little extra that may be in the box, rattling around loose, or it could be hiding in the magwell. So, this is it. As you know, the Hudson H9, the only safety it has is incorporated within the trigger. We'll get back to that in a moment. But look, they also give you, let me just get it out, the option to put some thumb safety on there, just like the 1911. So that's cool. And they give you a small enough Allen key so you can get the job done. However, no thank you. Actually, I just picked all of that up and put it back in the box, because to be fair, one day I might feel differently. So the first thing I'm gonna do, oh, I just love this chunky design. The first thing I'm gonna do, remove that. Right, so let's take a look around this gorgeous piece. As you know, it's basically a modern version of a 1911. That's where it takes its inspiration from. But for me, also the Glock, because it is styled on a striker-fired pistol. And with this extra piece down there, really makes it look very sci-fi looking. So starting at the very back here, you've got this very fine texture, and then you get to the front of the grip where you have these two grooves and more texture in here, and of course on your G10 style side panels on the grip. and then what looks like a grip safety, but it's not. That's just for looks. And if I refer you back to my previous EMG pistol, which is based on the 2011, which is based on the 1911, that's your real grip safety with your beaver tail. If you like the look of this and you haven't seen it already, watch my previous video for the unboxing of this bad boy. But continuing with this beauty, at the rear, really does look like a Glock around this section right there. So continuing, you've got your rear sight and you can see your front sight just down there, pretty much absolutely identical to the real version. And from what I've seen, many real firearm owners of this, the real version of this, are not too pleased with the front sight. They love the rear, but they feel the front lets them down. I'll make my own mind up with this Airsoft version during the shooting test. So to continue, you've got your grooves, or if you like serrations, going along the top of the slide, which is supposed to reduce any glare. You also have your slide serrations, your slide catch and release, which is ambidextrous, your mag release, which you can remove and put on the other side. And then we get to the part which is meh to some people, but awesome to Airsoft Mike. Would you look at that trigger? Absolutely loving this. This is your straight pull trigger. Now, obviously during the shooting test, I'll be showing you this, and I might even do a little slow-mo for you too when I'm doing the old blowback action. But on this straight pull trigger, you can see how, yes, it kind of mimics the Glock, only that the safety is incorporated within the trigger. This front piece is separate to this rear piece. Right there is your takedown lever. Now to operate that, I'll need to go to the other side, which pretty much I'm done with this side. So nice little segue. There's your pin. I say pin, but that's really connected to your takedown lever. Once you push that through, you can take your slide off, and I'll do that in a moment. But on this side, I just wanted to show you your mock extractor. I've already shown you this part here. You've got your real world markings right there. Of course, it's a 9mm in the real world. You've got your very nice Hudson branding. Again, it's quite a somber moment when I see that, because they are no more. Well, at least the real version. And then right here, you have your lower rail, which again leads me nicely to this whole extra curriculum going on right here. As I said before, to some people, they think it's ugly. To me, I think it's beautiful. I think it's very futuristic looking. So, just like its real counterpart, down there, they've not cut any corners on this Airsoft version. Just like its real counterpart, down there is your spring and its guide rod. And the whole purpose of that is to allow a really low bore axis, which in the real world reduces your recoil, because the whole recoil spring and everything is sitting down there. So it limits the front end of the pistol from flipping up when firing. But when it comes to this Airsoft version, I don't think that's here nor there, because you wouldn't get the kick of a real pistol on this bad boy. Do you know, before Hudson went bankrupt, they were advertising a second version of this. They were going to bring out the Hudson H9A, and the H9A was also going to have a threaded barrel. Guess what? The Airsoft version has a threaded barrel. Obviously there are other little differences with the H9A, but yeah, we'll just stick to the H9, which is what this is branded as. Because just like its real counterpart, it is a full metal construction, including the grip. Only the side panels are polymer. Right, let's get under the hood. So, we're gonna drop the mag, and now that there's no mag in there and there is no gas in the mag, well, there could be, but the mag's out, so there's no gas in this pistol. There's no way it's gonna fire anything, but you would still, good practice, make sure there is nothing chambered. And now that you've got the slide back, you lock it into place. Then on this side, as I pointed out earlier, you push that in. that will push out your takedown lever, and I just want to show you this. I'll put it back up so you can see it. Once you've pushed it out that much, you can then spin it down. You then grab hold of the slide, pull it back a bit more, and off your slide comes. And there, take a look at the internals. Now remember I said whenever there's a red hop unit or nozzle or hop-up adjustment wheel, it's going to be Armourer Works. Well, allegedly that's not strictly 100% true all of the time, because this ain't red. And I know Armourer Works are behind this, but technically it's we behind Armourer Works, so yeah, we. But a much higher class of we. That sounds so wrong. There's your internals. And yes, there's your hop-up adjustment wheel. And notice what the slide is missing, like there's no spring and guide rod, because just like its real counterpart, it's down here, look. And I'm telling you, if you go online and watch the real version of this being stripped or showing you the internals, this is so close. And for those of you who know nothing about airsoft, no, you can't convert this to fire a real bullet. No. And actually, I can take this opportunity to show you that it has a lanyard point. Okay, let's get the mag ready. Loving the logo on the base. So as always, you just pull the mag follower all the way down and fill it up with BBs. And just in case you missed it, it's a double stack 25 round mag. Okay, so first thing I need to do, oh, satisfying sound. First thing I need to do is make sure it works. Oh, she works. And boy is this loud, and boy does it give a kick. 349.6, 345.9, 329.3, 343, 340.9, 336, 339.5, last one, 333.3. No, I won't give it an average. I'll just say you're looking at anything between 330 to 340 plus FPS. Nice. Okay, I'm going to go for an accuracy test now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for 4 shots in that smaller target there, 4 shots in that one, and a single shot right there. And then I might just dump the mag on that center target there. Oh boy, not quite as good as my John Wick Combat Master. However, do you know, it appears as if the issues that people have with the real version is translating into the Airsoft version too. Now don't get me wrong. Okay, let me start with my final shot. Naturally, I was going for that X right there, the shot landed way too low and I was aiming perfectly right there. But then if we move along to these other targets right there, as you can see, my worst shot on that, and remember, if you remember from my last video, the center red circle is less than 3 centimeters in this entire yellow circle, less than 9, right? Okay, centimeters, so that's how small they are, and take into consideration the distance I was. But again, to be fair, I don't want any of you to dismiss this pistol as a bad pistol when it comes to accuracy. Far from it. You've got to take into consideration human error, okay? And the fact that it is replicating the real version. And again, I have to stress, just look at the size of this target. So, when we are talking about accuracy for this piece, I have no issues with this, because if you're going to use this as your main sidearm, you will just have to slightly compensate with the sight system if you're finding your shots are coming in lower than what you expected. However, maybe a little hop could rectify that, who knows, but I'm sure you can sight this in with the hop and with maybe a little bit of compensation with how you aim. Hey, they're coming for me. I knew it wouldn't be too long. I'll just wait for that to pass. Actually, that was an ambulance. But yeah, I have no issues with this whatsoever. Yes, my final shot kind of let me down, but in the grand scheme of things, in Airsoft, that would still be a headshot, even though I'm not a fan of headshots in Airsoft. What are my initial thoughts on this beautiful piece? Well, I'll tell you in a moment. I forgot. I need to empty the mag. Beautiful. And it locks back after the last round has been spent. Nice. Now, what are my initial thoughts on this beautiful piece? Well, you already know I absolutely adore the design. All of this extra bit going on down here, absolutely love it. It's nice for the industry to be shaken up a bit and given something a little different. But in terms of this Airsoft pistol, as much as I love it, let me tell you what I don't like about it. Even though I love this extra piece down there that gives it a nice futuristic look, imagine if you was to then go ahead and put some sort of flashlight or anything that you want as an accessory down there. How odd is that going to look? Maybe it won't look odd, but because you've got this big chunky piece already, from the side, if you didn't know what a Hudson H9 was, you'd probably think this was some sort of laser or a light, but as you know, it isn't. That's where your spring and guide rod are housed. But here, let me show you what I mean. So here it is with my O-light. Now naturally, when I hold the pistol, I want to be able to use my thumb to engage the light, but it's not there. It's all the way down there. So that's a really awkward position depending on what design light you have. And so far from what I've seen online, there's a lot of lights, if not all of them, where you're going to have that same issue where you don't get that natural positioning of your light and its switch to be able to activate it. Having said that, I could get my finger behind it and push and then the light is on. But again, that's not natural for me. That's not a natural position. So I could never run a light on this lower rail. Well, at least not one with the activation switch right at the back here. But you know what? I'm willing to overlook all of that, seriously. Because I love this Hudson H9 design so much, I really don't care about the awkwardness of the position of my thumb. Now, who knows, there may be some aftermarket lights and accessories that are designed specifically for the Hudson H9. Yes, the actual real firearm manufacturers have gone bust. They are now bankrupt. But it seems like the Airsoft version is going to keep going. So who knows what we will get in the future in terms of accessories that will be much more user-friendly on this piece. And now we come to the whole trigger situation. Again, it's something that you could get used to, and once you've mastered this, it will not be an issue, trust me. Throughout the filming of this video, I didn't encounter this problem any longer, but at the beginning, I'll be honest with you, if you put your finger against the trigger like that and your finger is resting heavily at the bottom of the trigger guard, watch, nothing's happening. But if you just ease off the bottom of that trigger guard, watch, she fires. So basically you have got to get used to making sure you engage that trigger in the center or near the top. Down the bottom, it won't fire. So, what do I love about this? As if you didn't know already. That's your initial take up. So once you're there, look how much you have to pull for it to fire. It's a very short trigger pull. And don't get me started on how snappy and positive it is too. Lovely. So what else do I love? Look at it. Oh my gosh. Gorge. Loving that elongated face on the front. Love that futuristic design. Although it will get some used to, I love this trigger system right here and how it looks. I do love this. I did say before, I am absolutely beginning to appreciate stuff that are a little different to the norm. And boy, if this doesn't come into that category, I don't know what does. The accuracy? Well, it's okay. It's not bad at all. You just got to get used to the whole sight system and the fact that it does shoot slightly lower. That could just be me. You could get one and have no issues whatsoever. So, if you fancy yourself owning one of these, check the video description for more information. There will be a list of different retailers that stock this. Just because the real firearms manufacturer has gone bankrupt, it doesn't mean there's going to be issues with parts for this Airsoft version, because as you know, it's from EMG, brought to you by Armourer Works and OEM'd by we. So there shouldn't be any issues. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time on the Airsoft Mike YouTube channel.